We are continuing with our Chapter 17 homework, Chapter 17, Exchange Rates and International Capital Flows. Before we get to our purchasing power parity problem, which is going to be questions 3, 4, 5, and 6, I want to talk a little bit about question 2, which you can answer from your chapter, but I want to help you out a little bit so you can sort of get the gist of how we're thinking about this. Okay, so we're being asked to explain whether a weaker currency in Japan benefits or injures each of the following groups. So if the currency in Japan, so if a Japanese yen here, let's see, let me jump back over here, were to go, if this number right here were to go up. In other words, it would take more yen to buy $1. So that's what we mean by a weaker currency. If $1 ends up buying more than 112 yen, then the currency is getting weaker. So let's actually look at what it is, just for the fun. Let's just click to our website over here and look up Japanese yen, which is, let me go back and see what the abbreviation is. This is JPY. Okay, that helps, right? So we're looking for J's here. JPY, right here. Japanese yen. Well, right now, Japanese yen is actually $1 buys fewer yen. So the yen actually, or you can think about it like it takes fewer yen to buy $1. So since I looked this up last fall, let's jump back over to my spreadsheet. When I looked this up last fall, it took 112, almost 113 yen to buy $1. Now it only takes 109. So the yen's actually getting stronger. But if it was going the other way, if we were going from 109 to 112, then we would say that the Japanese yen is getting weaker relative to the dollar. Okay, so that's what we're looking at in our problem or question. And we're just asking, what would that mean to these different groups, either in Japan or outside of Japan? So Japanese citizens that are obviously are traveling with yen and are touring abroad and spending their money abroad, well, that's going to hurt them because their yen, if they have to use 112 of their yen to buy $1 if they're touring in the U.S. versus 109 of their yen to buy $1, that means that they're going to be able to buy less U.S. goods and services with their yen as the yen devalues or depreciates relative to the dollar. Okay, let's look at B. Foreign visitors who are tourists in Japan. So just sort of the opposite. Well, it's going to have the opposite effect in that the tourists, and let's just say that they're from the U.S., if the yen is getting weaker against the U.S. dollar, then U.S. tourists using dollars to buy yen in Japan are going to benefit. If they're able to buy more yen with $1, which means the Japanese yen is depreciating relative to the dollar, then they're going to be better off. Okay, let's do one more, and then I'm going to let you guys figure out D, E, and F on your own, just by what you would know. And once again, if you watch all those con videos, they're very, very helpful in understanding the currencies and exchange rates in the world. So anyway, C, Japanese firms that are exporting, so firms in Japan that are selling their goods to the world. Well, they're going to benefit from a weaker domestic currency because when they take the foreign currency that they earn, so say they're exporting cars to the U.S., they're going to be paid in dollars. So if their dollars that they get when they sell their cars in the U.S. can buy more yen, which is what happens when the yen is getting weaker relative to the dollar. So if the dollars they earn can buy more yen, then they're going to be better off. And another way to look at it is that the cost of the Japanese exporters, they're actually producing in Japan, so the cost is in yen, and they're selling it in dollars or euros or some other foreign currency that's stronger, then their sales are going to be worth relatively more, are going to be better for them, or have more value relative to their cost in yen. Okay, so that's A, B, and C. I'll let you guys think about D, E, and F. Okay. So let's go to our purchasing power parity problem, PPP. And that is right over here. Let's see. Let's jump right here. Okay, so we have a scenario where a Toyota sells its SUV in Japan for 3,700,000 yen. In the U.S., the same SUV, that should be the space right there, right? Sells for 34,000 yen. What should the exchange rate be in order for purchasing power parity to exist? So this is what you are building right here, okay? So how do we get that? Well, so we want to figure out what the exchange rate should be, okay? So the first thing we want is we want to put in our dollar here for a U.S. dollar, what it is worth in Japanese yens, and what the price of the two different what the price of the car is in America, in the U.S., and the price of the car in Japan. So I'm just going to copy all of this out because it's easier. You're going to have to type that in, right? Yes. Well, actually, I just put it in. Let's see. 1 there. Let's go over to your spreadsheet. So it's going to be 1 here, and it should be formatted for you. So 1.73, I believe, is what we put. Yes. Here we're going to put, I forgot already, 30-something, 34, I think. Okay, 34 and 3.7, all right. 34,000 here for the price of the SUV in the U.S. and 3.7 million yen. Okay, we have that. Now, we're asking here, let me jump back over. What is the exchange rate? And that is, what is required for there to be parity, okay? Now, what we want to put in right here is we're simply dividing, and in this case, and your cells are going to be different, but we're dividing the price of the car in Japan right here by the price of the car in the U.S. Okay, so we're dividing the price of the car in Japan by the price of the car in the U.S., and that's going to give us the required exchange rate for there to be purchasing power parity. Okay, so let's jump back over here and just do that. So we're going to come here and go up to our formula bar and say equals the price of the car in Japan divided by the price of the car in America. And we get 109. So in order for there to be purchasing power parity, the exchange rate should be 109 yen per US dollar, but it's not. It's 112. Now that means that, and let's just keep going. We'll see what that means. Okay. So the next thing we want to do here is we want to answer number 5, which is using the exchange rate we found actually in the question in 1, which was the which I found this, and when you looked it up, it's going to be a bit different. So don't worry if your answers are not going to be exactly like mine, because the current exchange rate of a yen to a dollar is going to be a little bit different. Okay, but using this one right here that I found in question 1, and assuming the price of an SUV in Japan does not change, what should an SUV cost in the U.S. in order to achieve purchasing power parity? Okay, so right here, we want to put the formula we want to put right here is we want to multiply, or divide again, we want to divide the price of the Japanese car by the exchange rate that we actually currently have. Okay, and that's going to give us the price that would achieve a purchasing power parity with the exchange rate as it is. So we want to divide the price of the car in yen right here, by the current Japanese exchange rate in yen. Okay, so let's jump back over yours, and we will do that right here. So we want to go equals 3.7 million, which is in cell in U for U, cell D4 divided by what's in cell D3 equals, right? Enter. And that's going to give us the price that the car should cost in the U.S. in order for us to have a purchasing power parity with the current exchange rate. Okay. Next, we want to look at using the same exchange rate here that we found in the question 1, and assuming the price of an SUV in U.S. does not change. So we keep this price right here. What should an SUV cost in Japan in order to achieve purchasing power parity? So right here in this cell right here, we want to multiply the price of the U.S. car right here by the exchange rate of the yen right here. So we want to multiply 34,000 times the current exchange rate in yen, which is 112 point something, right? So let's come back over here and do it. So let's go here and equals the price of the U.S. car times, which is an asterisk, exchange rate in yen, and we can see that it should be 3,832,000 plus, right? So the price should actually be higher. So the question is, with the prices as they are, the big question is, with the prices as they are, with these prices, and the current exchange rate that we have now, who gets the better deal on a new SUV, the American consumer or the Japanese? Well, as if we can see that the Japanese consumer is actually paying less than what they should pay if there was a purchasing power parity, and the U.S. consumer is paying more. So we can say that the Japanese consumers would get a better deal because the purchasing power parity exchange rate is would actually make the Japanese have to pay more. So as it stands, they're paying less. If we use the purchasing power parity exchange rate, the U.S. consumer could buy the car for less. So they're getting a worse deal with the current exchange rate versus the purchasing power parity exchange rate right here. Okay? I hope that helps you understand this idea of purchasing power parity a little bit better. And once again, it's very helpful for you guys to watch the Khan Academy videos on these topics. Okay, and when we come back, we'll look at our last questions, which are numbers, I believe, 7, or actually this should be 3, 4, well, whatever. I believe it's a 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, these numbers are a bit off, but that's okay. When we come back, we'll finish. Okay.